Hi there, welcome to Sassy Zen Girl, another episode, and today we'll talk about on-page SEO. That is the optimization you can do on your site and especially in the articles you write or the pages you design. So let's go right into a WordPress dashboard. And the first thing you do is you go to settings and you go to general and so internet again, and then you enter your site title here, ideally with keywords and a tagline. In my case, it has a brand name, but if you want to put something, realtor, Dallas or something, you put that in there, that's already very helpful. Then you put all the other information. The second step you do is you go to plugins, you go to add new, then you go here, search plugins, and you put in Yoast SEO. And then here it comes up, this one on the left, that's the one you want to download. I already have it, but just to show you how this goes, you go to install now. Don't take this one, I'm just using this as an example. Install now. Yeah, it's a bit slow. And then you click activate plugin. I'm not doing it right now, but that's what you do. And then you will see down here SEO, and that's the Y is for Yoast. That is the #1 plugin for SEO optimization, and you should absolutely have it. That's something pretty much everyone in the world agrees on, so I would definitely get that one, and it's free, very important. So here you have a number of different options. I wouldn't worry about that right now. If you want to learn it a little more, here is a Start Tour button. So you just go to SEO, Dashboard General, and then Start Tour, and that will help you a little bit on setting things up, but the defaults in most cases are perfectly fine, so don't worry too much about that. Now, next we'll create a new page. Same goes for a new post, a blog post. It doesn't matter, the principle is exactly the same. Now, let's say we want to write an article about cute kittens on Instagram, and let's say our keyword, remember the last video on keyword research. If you haven't watched that, please do, because you need to know those parameters. So let's say we use cute kittens on Instagram. That's our keyword. And as you can see, this is the title. I already put it in the title. That's very important. You always want your exact phrase in the title, and ideally as far to the front as possible. Anything that doesn't have this in the title has a lesser chance of ranking. So you could still add how to find cute kittens in Instagram or Instagram and Pinterest. You can still, make the title a little bit longer, but this phrase here, this exact phrase, should be in there. Then you press Save Draft or Publish, doesn't really matter. And the next step is it will give you the permalink. This is called the permalink, the URL that people will see. Now, this did quite well. You can edit this here, and you also want the keyword as your permalink. So cute kittens on Instagram is fine. You could also take out the on. Cute kittens Instagram is fine. That is another sign. Remember, we're training a bot, a robot, the Google bot, and you need to tell the bot what your page, is about, or this particular page is about. So you need to send it the right signals, and this is what we're doing. So we have the keyword in the title, in the front, we have it in the permalink. Now we get to the actual article. You want to have usually at least 500 words. 300 will do, but 500 is better, and the longer the better. Google loves long content. If you write blog posts, if there are 2,000 words, great. Google loves it because it makes it seem more relevant and more real and authoritative than just a quickie that anyone can write. Now, if you're not a blogger and if you're building a website for your own business and you're not a good writer, this can be outsourced very easily, and it is very important that it's done right because it makes the difference between ranking and not ranking. Nothing else you will do will work unless you get this part right. This is super, super important. So if you need someone to write this for you, I can arrange that for you. Writing gigs are not expensive. Writing articles, and usually you get it within a day or two. So I would just need your keyword, and I can get someone to do it for you who knows exactly how to optimize for SEO. But obviously your bloggers, you want to write yourself. So this is just for business people. So let's say we have 300 to 500 words. You want this main keyword, cute kittens on Instagram, in this article about every 100 words. So 3 to 5 times. It's not an exact science, but that's about what it is. And you can vary. It doesn't always have to be cute kittens on Instagram. You can say best cute kitten pics or adorable kittens. So in other words, phrases that are related. So Google gets the idea what the article is about. You want to mention it at least once or twice, but you don't have to use the exact same phrase. Now, another very important thing is the H text. That's the headline. So the heading is usually set to H1, heading 1, this here. This is heading 1. Now, in the article, I'm sure you've seen in blog posts oftentimes headlines, subheads, and that's usually H2, heading 2. That's very important. You want the keyword definitely in the first H2. So let's say you start writing something. I'm just writing gibberish here, and let's say you have about 100 words. You mention your keyword at least once in those first 100 words. That's very important. Then you have your first subhead, and it will include something about cute kittens. Best cute kitten pics on Instagram, let's say. And then you go here and you make it an H2. That's another thing. Google recognizes H2 and H1. It's another very important signal you send it. And you want to have these headlines, quite a few. It's also much easier to read for anyone reading your articles. Much, much more fun and easy to read. So you want to do that a few times. Now, the other thing Google loves is media. You want at least one picture in there. And here's what you do. Let's go down. This looks horrible, but it's just an example. Let's take a nice kitten pic. And what you want to look here for, and I didn't totally optimize it because I'm not using it, but you see the URL here. You can go to edit image, and normally you can, now it's somewhere else. Actually, I think you have to do it before you upload it. So before you upload the picture, make sure that the URLs, whatever it says, ends in, I think I say Gundi Kittens PNG. You want to use the exact keyword, cute kittens on Instagram. .jpeg or PNG, whatever you use. Now the next thing that's very important is the title and the alt text. You can add caption, but it's not important for Google. You can, or the description, but the important part is title text. Again, use your keyword. Alt text, use your keyword. Now, if you have several pictures, then vary the keyword a little bit. Don't use the exact same thing all the time. Use something that is similar. So otherwise, it's called over optimization. That's another thing that is super important to know. If you do this too much, if you stuff keywords, keyword stuffing, Google will punish you for that. Not necessarily with a penalty, but they just won't rank you as well because they consider that spam. So using it once every 100 words is fine, but even then it's good to occasionally change it up a little bit. Let's say you are a gardener in New Orleans, you can say garden services New Orleans, garden services gardening Louisiana, horticulture, you see what I mean? It means all the same, but you mix it up a little bit. Google gets the idea what this page is about, but you're not always using the exact same phrase. You can also use your URL sometimes, which is your website, so you just want to change it up just a little bit. So let's say we use this, we insert it into the page, and then another thing that's good to have is video. Google loves videos. So in this case, we go to YouTube, and I already put in here cute kittens, and let's say this first one came up. If you have some yourself, that's great, but if you don't, you just use a YouTube video, and it's totally fine. You go down here to share, and in WordPress, you can just use this, copy and paste. If you use other sites, you may have to use the embed code. If you ever hear about embedding, this is what you would need also on Facebook or things like that. Although even Facebook usually uses the simple URL these days. So we go back. Where is it? It's here. So we go down here. And you simply put that in. Copy and paste. And there's your video. So again, it gives Google a signal. Now, the other very important thing are links. First of all, you always want to link out to an authority site in any article that you write. And Wikipedia is the best example, but it doesn't always have to be Wikipedia. So in this case, you would go to Wikipedia, put in kittens, and then whatever article comes up or a variation, you just take the link and put it in there. And just write it into the text. You might be talking about cute kittens. Kittens are really cute. You could say, yeah, let's do this. Kittens are really cute, especially in the morning. So let's say really cute. You go to link, and you go over to Wikipedia. I'm not doing this right now. You take the link, you paste it in here, and you're good to go. So this is how you do an outward link. You should have at least one in each article. And then you also want to interlink within your website to other pages. If you only have one or two, no worries, and just use those, but you always have more than just one, and that's really important as well. You also always want to link from your homepage to all your internal pages. We'll go over that a little bit more in the next video. But let's say you have a video about or a post on puppies. So you say if you also like, okay, here's the H2, you want the regular text. If you also like puppies, you can find more here. You can find more here. Terrible English, but that's not the point here. So again, you can just use this, make a link out of that, and then here you would link to your internal page, and you click on that little thing here, and then they come all up. These are my internal pages. Let's say I wanted to link to this one. You can see up here is the URL that it will link to, and this is the link text. That's what people will see, and that's called the anchor text. That's very, very important because you shouldn't always use the same thing. Sometimes people use their company name all the time or what you do, and that's very, 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 very bad. Google punishes you for that. They can even give you a penalty. So you have to vary your anchor profile. You might hear this word, anchor, like an anchor ship anchor profile. Like this is the word, anchor. You need to vary that. Don't go overboard, but don't always use the same. You want a spread out, and you can even use your URL, your website sometimes, or you just use a brand, like if you have a brand, your company's name, or you use click here, or you can find out more. Just vary it. Don't always use the same. That's very, very important. And a little trick, you can click open link in a new tab. So when someone clicks on that, it will open in the next tab. And that helps with traffic, because another thing Google looks at is how many people come to your site and also how long they're staying on your site. That's called click-through rate. And by opening it in another page, people will be busy on the other page reading it. Meanwhile, your original tab, the original page, is still open and it counts. So you don't want to overdo that, because then people have 10 tabs open and they click throughout your site. But it's a nice little trick to keep the on-page engagement of a visitor longer in the eyes of Google, which is what really matters. Okay, so then you do this, and you see there is a link now here. So that's basically, oh no, this is the most important part. Now we go down to Yoast. You see here, Yoast SEO, that's what we installed before. And now you see what this looks like in Google. Cute kittens on Instagram, and then this is the name. You don't have to have that. You can set that up differently in the general settings. Here's your URL, and then here you go to edit snippet and you write what you want to write. And there again, you want to mention your keyword, but not too much. Again, be careful with keyword stuffing. Just use a variety. Maybe say adorable kittens, or kitten pictures, or whatever. Make it a little bit different, but definitely use keywords or keyword variations in your meta description. That's what that is called here. Then here you enter your keyword. This is cute kittens on Instagram. You can add more, but although these days apparently Google doesn't pay that much attention to it anymore, the focus keyword is the most important. Although mostly it really reads it from your text. It doesn't go by Yoast. And then this is quite interesting. Here Yoast tells you all the things you haven't done yet, anything red you might want to look at and try to improve. Sometimes it doesn't make sense and you can ignore it. Not always will you have a perfect green score, and that's okay. But it's a nice feedback to see where you can work on, what you want to do more, and so on and so forth. So that, in a nutshell, is on-page optimization. And if you do that and you do it consistently, you will be way, way, way ahead of the game, because a lot of people don't know how to do that or have never even heard about it. All right, thanks for watching, and see you in the final video, which is off-page SEO. Thank you.